Her service as mayor of Cypress has kept her active, visible, and a true asset for our community. So please give a warm welcome to our mayor, Mayor Mallari.
You know, I'm following in the footsteps of greats. Mary Ellen York is one of them. Mary Ellen was not only a great mayor and council member and is highly involved in the chamber, but next week we have the Women's Conference, which she was, this is really one of her greatest legacies, and she helped start that Women's Conference. So please check that out, talk to Mary Ellen, and I hope to see you all there. As I look out on this beautiful scene with the lights and the friends and the family and the neighbors and the community, I'm reminded about why Cypress is so great and why I moved here back in 1994 when my oldest, who is now in his 30s and is here, was getting ready to enter kindergarten. And I've never been prouder to be part of this community, and I'm so honored to be here as your mayor. So, good evening. Good evening. And welcome to our 2023 State of the City Address as we celebrate the spirit that is uniquely Cypress. And as your mayor, it is an honor and a privilege that I do not take for granted. I am so pleased to be able to tell you the great news about our community. And I just want to let you know that as I do this, I'm always aware that council members, as council members, we're only called to lead for a short time. And we are so fortunate to be supported by a team of professional staff with a remarkable record and long-term commitment to the city of Cypress. And I'd like to give a round of applause to the professional team. We have department directors and everybody that reports up to them that make sure that this city is a great place to live, work, and play. The theme of tonight's festivities is Cypress is Calling. And before I share the meaning behind our theme, I really want to highlight the work of our Recreation and Community Services team for organizing the event. Thank you, Jeff, and your team. One of the best things about our State of the City is that it's open to all at no cost. It's a great time to connect with friends, neighbors, and business associates. And candidly, I promise it's short. If you're part of our city team, please stand or raise your hand so we can again thank you for all your hard work. Now, while I'm privileged to address you tonight, it takes a team of leaders to set good policy to keep our city moving forward in the right direction. Allow me to introduce my colleagues on the Cypress City Council who utilize the input from our active community members, that's you, and our excellent professional staff to set priorities that protect our quality of life here in Cypress. Please kindly hold your applause until I finish reading their names. And please stand and join me in welcoming Mayor Pro Tem Scott Minikis, Councilmember David Burke, Councilmember Francis Marquez, and Councilmember Bonnie Pete. I appreciate all of you for being here and for serving our city. Your commitment is admirable and so appreciated. This evening, we are also joined by special guests and dignitaries from Cypress and our neighboring cities. Please raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. We've done our best to capture everyone's name on the screen, But if we missed you, raise your hand anyway. You're all important, and you make a big difference in your community. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, I mentioned earlier that tonight's theme is Cypress is Calling. So let me tell you a little bit more about that. Cypress is calling in many ways. Cypress is calling us to invest, to give back, to build legacies. But above all, Cypress is calling us home. Cypress called me home nearly 30 years ago. I remember vividly the day that I arrived here from Torrance, which is where I grew up. It was a leap of faith, a new beginning, and an exciting chapter in my life. As I ventured into local stores in those early weeks, something remarkable happened. A store clerk who helped me during a shopping trip a few weeks earlier called me by my name, and she knew my kids' names too. It was a small gesture, but it spoke volumes about the heart of Cypress. I had spent 30 plus years in Torrance, and that had never happened to me. I quickly realized that Cypress was different. It was a community that embraced newcomers. It was a place where people care about each other and names are remembered. I knew I was home. And I'm not alone in this sentiment. Cypress has a unique ability to make every resident and every visitor feel like they belong. Today, as your mayor, I'm dedicated to paying that feeling forward, and I do so through events like Meet the Mayor, where I connect with residents personally. To date, I've met hundreds of residents at these pop-ups, and I can say with certainty that listening to the community, our friends, neighbors, and local small businesses has helped me to become a better and more responsive leader. My family has also played a key role in my leadership and service to the community. I want to thank my husband, Val, my kids, Eric, Elise, Colleen, my grandbaby, Charlotte, and her parents, Jay and Kara, my sister, Kathy, who is my biggest cheerleader, and my sister-in-law, Olivia, and brother-in-law, Dave. I think when you have the support that I am so blessed to have, it helps you realize that you can kind of take that step forward, maybe take some risks, and make a difference. They, along with Cypress, are my home. Cypress doesn't just call us home. Like any home, it calls on us to make things better, to invest. As a city, we are responsible for ensuring that Cypress offers first-class amenities, services, and programs. As I like to say, we have small-town charm and big city amenities. It's a great combination. One of our main areas of investment this past year has been in parks and recreation. And tonight, I have an announcement. I'm very thrilled to share with you that we have acquired land that will enable us to expand Baroldi Sycamore Park. Back in 1970, when Baroldi Family Dairy Farm transitioned into a new residential neighborhood, the city received a 1.2-acre park. It's on Cerritos, right between Valley View and Knott. 53 years later, we seized a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to nearly double the size of the park. Park expansions in built-out cities like ours are very rare, and I want to recognize the city manager, Peter Grant, and his team for being proactive in finding this opportunity to benefit the city. And we're very excited to work with the residents of the Baroldi Sycamore Park neighborhood to plan the park expansion and to incorporate their preferences in a way that meets the needs of the entire Cypress community. I can't wait to see this all come together. We're also about to reach a major milestone in our ongoing efforts to reimagine Arnold Cypress Park. Back in 1949, it was built. And it's been a great resource, loved and used, and been a real asset to the community and the neighborhood. But the park is older than the city itself, and it's long overdue for a makeover. So next month, my colleagues and I will consider awarding the construction contract for the park, with work set to begin this winter. Designed with input from our fantastic RCS Commission and staff, as well as park users and neighbors, the park will feature new softball fields, lighted basketball, volleyball, and pickleball courts. I know there's some pickleball fans out there. Shaded bleachers, batting cages, exercise stations, a children's play area, a picnic shelter, a walking path, and so much more. This is a massive undertaking, and construction will take more than a year, and it will cost around $30 million. As I mentioned before, the park is so old that it needs to be completely rebuilt, actually from below the ground up. Fortunately, the city councils that preceded us, and there are many of former council members and mayors here that were part of this great work, those councils knew that the community would need to continually invest in its parks, and I'm so proud that we've saved enough money over the years to fund the project without taking on any debt. No debt at all, and we're gonna have this amazing asset north of Lincoln, just off of Crescent and Walker. So proud, can't wait to see it happen. As part of our ongoing investment in Cypress, we're also modernizing our much beloved senior center with new lighting, flooring, an upgraded kitchen, improved reception area, and more. The improvements are projected to be completed in January, and believe me, our seniors are very eager. I know, because they keep asking when it's going to be done. They are very eager to enjoy this refurbished facility, which is used by so many people in the community. And if you haven't been to our senior center, please check it out. The programs are phenomenal. Now, I can't mention Recreation and Community Services without a friendly reminder that this is Celebrate Cypress Month. And we're about halfway through our activities. It includes a series of community building events that began with the Community Festival and the Cypress Run, and wraps up next week with the Women's Conference. On October 7th, we proudly welcomed runners of all ages and abilities for our 41st annual Cypress Run, featuring a 5K, a new family dash, and a free family health and fitness expo. It was inspiring to see so many people in attendance, and even more inspiring to see so many volunteers. These are people who answered the call. None of the Celebrate Cypress events would be possible without volunteers, the true heart of our community. I especially want to congratulate the Cypress Community Festival organizers and volunteers for their incredible efforts. And of course, thank you to our Recreation and Community Services, Public Works, and police teams for answering the call to serve. We appreciate you. As we answer the call to invest in Cypress, we are working to cement our legacy as a business-friendly city. Our investment begins by keeping businesses here in Cypress. At the top of our list is working collaboratively to ensure the success of the business parks, the city's largest source of revenue and jobs. They may seem quiet, but the business parks are thriving and are more than 90% occupied. That's incredible. One notable recent investment in the business park is the Goodman Commerce Center warehouse. Goodman recognized our city's potential and is investing tens of millions of dollars in Cypress. Their forward-thinking approach will create more job opportunities and clearly signals that Cypress has rebounded from the pandemic. LTP Modern Machine is another company that chose Cypress. Last year, when this aerospace manufacturer had the opportunity to grow its operations, they chose to expand here rather than move to a bigger facility somewhere else. Their decision is a direct result of our efforts to cultivate strong partnerships between city government and our business community. For nearly 50 years, our business parks have thrived, and their visionary partnership with the city that transitioned farmland into a dynamic commercial corridor continues to prosper. And for those of you who knew Darrell Essex, this is one of his great legacies from his time in leadership. With progress as our goal, we're working to update the planning documents that govern the business parks. 90% occupancy is great, but we want even more businesses to call Cypress home. I see so many local business owners in the audience today. Thank you for choosing Cypress. We also have an exciting update from Amazon, which has added electric vehicles and charging stations to their Cypress warehouse. Keep your eyes open for one of their 150 electric vans the next time your Amazon package arrives, which for some of us might be every day. I think there's one on my porch right now. Another shining example of our prosperous business community is the Square, a new mixed-use retail center on Catella and home to, say it with me now, Trader Joe's. Yay! I love it. And even though the center isn't fully open, it's already a hub of activity, and I'm personally excited that one of our local institutions, El Zarape, will open there soon, right? I'm so excited for Sal and Maria Martin and that family. They are a Cypress institution, and they deserve the success. And speaking of El Zarape, Val, I think I know where I want to go after the speech tonight. Other businesses now open at the Square include Dr. Footman, Black Dot Coffee, and Yoga 6. Coming soon are the Kebab Shop and Board and Brew with its great sandwiches and craft beers. We are thrilled to see this exciting mix of retail, fitness studios, and coveted restaurant brands coming to Cypress. In any thriving community, businesses are just one part of the fabric of success. After all, if Cypress is calling people home, then we must offer amenities and services, and most importantly, housing for those who answer our call. We're fortunate to have several new housing communities underway. As part of the square, Shea Properties expects to open the first phase of the Acadia apartment community before the end of the year. Acadia's 251 resort-style apartments will diversify the city's housing stock and support our commercial and employment base. And for those of you who may be looking, Acadia will offer a gym, clubhouse, work-from-home stations, and I'm told it will even have a pet salon. And it's right across the parking lot from El Zarape. Just down Orange Avenue at the site of the former Cypress School District headquarters, and a warm welcome to our superintendent, Ann Salavs, who I saw here tonight. At the site of the former headquarters, Malia Homes is putting the finishing touches on Citrus Square, a new senior housing community that includes 50 affordable units. And just north of Costco, I can't believe this, but only one of the Belmont's townhomes, and there's 135, only one remains available. So if that is something you are interested in, you better get over there tomorrow. New neighbors, new friends, new community members will soon call these developments and Cypress their home. And I hope you'll join me in welcoming them with open arms. With new residents moving in, we rely on our Public Works team to maintain our city's infrastructure. You probably saw our crews out and about this year as they resurfaced 39 miles of streets. That's a lot of streets, right? They also replaced over 12,000 square feet of sidewalks, relined 1,600 linear feet of sewer pipe, and replaced 11 cameras to help monitor traffic flow. And please keep in mind, these are just the highlights. The Public Works team had a very, very busy year, working behind the scenes to ensure that our day-to-day lives run smoothly. One very notable Public Works investment is the upcoming replacement of the Myra Avenue Stormwater Pump Station number 1. I know, that's quite a name. It's the third and final stormwater pump to be replaced along Myra Avenue, and it's a very ambitious and crucial project. As many of you know, the neighborhood that is roughly south of Ball and north of Cerritos between Walker and Moody is built on what used to be the Carbon Creek floodplain. When it was built in the 60s and in the 70s, the developers installed large pumps to move stormwater uphill into Carbon Creek to keep the homes from flooding. Well, the pump stations haven't always been up to the task, and after 50 years, they've certainly reached the end of their useful design life. So I'm very pleased to announce today that as part of our capital improvement program, the City Council is planning to invest $25 million to complete a years-long initiative to upgrade the neighborhood's flood protection. The project design is expected to begin later this fiscal year with construction in 2025 and 2026. Now, talking about sewers and pumps and roads may not sound very exciting, but the goal of all of these investments is to ensure that we're ready to answer when Cypress calls to you and you decide to make Cypress your home. Whether they're returning home or seeking new opportunities, Cypress is calling, And even our police officers are answering the call. We have more than 50 officers, including sergeants, lieutenants, captains, and of course, Chief Lauterbach, who answered the call to serve in Cypress. You have some fans out here. And thanks to them, simply put, Cypress is safe. Yes, that is a good applause point. We are a safe city. Among the 9 cities that border our own, Cypress has one of the lowest crime rates in North Orange County. This speaks volumes of our department's commitment to your safety, but we all know the work is never done. The City Council will soon consider equipping our Cypress PD with automatic license plate readers and body-worn cameras to provide our team with even more tools while improving public safety. A key to public safety is attracting and retaining top talent, which is why we invested in competitive compensation packages to attract the best candidates to join the force and ensure that Cypress PD retains its exceptional officers. Please join me in giving all of our public safety officers, including our wonderful partners at the Orange County Fire Authority, a round of applause. Thank you all for answering the call to serve. From a leadership standpoint, Cypress calls on us to continue a legacy of good stewardship and management. And as I mentioned earlier, the City Council does not lead alone. There is a wealth of knowledge and experience here in Cypress, from finance and planning to communications. And thanks to everyone's commitment to good governance, Cypress sits in an enviable position among cities. Our city is fiscally strong, boasting more than $200 million in reserves. Yes, $200 million. That is 4 times the amount of our general budget. This significant reserve is the result of our commitment to prudent financial management and provides the opportunity to invest in the important projects you've heard about in this and in previous State of the City speeches. Mackey Park, Lexington Park, Arnold Cypress Park, a new police headquarters, the Cypress High School traffic signal, flood protection, great streets, and upgraded drought-tolerant street medians. These are just some of the many projects made possible thanks to our financial discipline and our very talented professional management. Each new city council benefits from the community's long-standing commitment to strategic financial management. As a new city council, and we are a new city council with each of us in our first term, we have an obligation to further that commitment to strategic financial management. Building on work that began in 2017, we are committed to paying off our unfunded CalPERS pension liability by 2030. That is 15 years faster than under the CalPERS plan. And this would make us the first city in the state with a police department to resolve its pension liability without taking on any new debt. That is a huge accomplishment. This will ensure that our city remains in a strong fiscal position for years to come. And I, for one, am very, very proud of this council and the councils that came before us who made this possible. Thank you. And as you've heard tonight, city leadership and professional staff answer Cypress's call to serve every day. Here's my question for you. How will you answer Cypress's call? Today, I'm issuing a collective call to action, urging everyone to join me in shaping our city's legacy. We are only as strong as the residents who positively participate in our community and who work together to preserve our way of life. This evening, I am honored to announce the official launch of Cypress Says, a social media video series all about you. During the remainder of my tenure as your mayor, I'll be making my way to community events and local venues to hear directly from you. I want to know what you love about Cypress, what brought you here, how you are contributing to the community, and how we can work together to strengthen our hometown. I call on each of you to share your vision for Cypress in a constructive and optimistic light. Your voices are invaluable to our city's progress, and we must remember that we are all in this together, striving for the best for our community. There are no teams or sides here. We are all Team Cypress. So, if you see me around, please come over and let's chat. I want to know what's on your mind. Now, how you choose to answer Cypress's call is up to you. Whether you volunteer, help a neighbor, or simply make a positive impact in your daily life, you make a difference. Pastor Mike started us off talking about the Good Samaritan, and I know that's a story that's etched in all of our collective memories and hearts. I want you to reflect on that as you decide how you are going to answer the call. How can you serve? How can you make a difference? The call to serve and lead is not just an opportunity, it's a responsibility that we all share. Again, it is a shared responsibility to do what we can to make our community a better place to live for all. So, let's come together, let's answer Cypress's call and work side by side to create a stronger, brighter future for our community. Thank you all, and may we answer Cypress's call with unity, purpose, and dedication. Have a great evening.